Okay, so hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and I'm hoping that you had a wonderful Christmas, even though where everybody was in the house. I got another interview for today, and it is, I don't know if you have seen British Got Talent, and it's one of the soldiers of swing. I had the opportunity to work with him, and even now still have the opportunity to working with him. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about his journey in terms of how did he come even to do Britain Got Talent, because it's very interesting. Before I steal his founder, hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on.
Repeat again.
Thanks for having me on.
It's great. It's fine. I just I have an opportunity working with you, and just like wow, from your in terms of your career being a full soldier, and right now you've been recruiting. I just like even going to Britain Got Talent. It's just like you're using all your potential. You're using all your talent. It's not just like yeah, okay, I got this talent and I'm not using it. So why? Where does that come from? Where you can be like, okay, you know what? I got this talent. I got this inspiration. Why? What pushes you in that area? If I can ask you from that.
Yeah, it's a busy time. I'm sort of, maximising on a lot of things
Hmm.
at the moment. Um, but yeah, I mean, with regards to the singing and the soldiers of swing sort of side of things,
Yes.
I used to sing when I was younger, and I
Right.
used to be in a few bands and write my own music and stuff
Hmm.
like that. And I kind of lost a bit of passion for it. I lost a bit of interest in it,
Mm.
and it's something that was kind of always there.
Right.
I went back to it now and again,
Hmm.
and then sort of a couple of years ago when I met Lee, the other
Yes.
half of Soldiers of Swing,
Yeah.
and we sang together. That reignited that passion for music for me. So it got me back into it again.
Yes.
It was just sort of the sound of our two voices together, like really sparked something again in me.
Right.
So it just started this incredible
Yes. Yeah.
journey for the last couple of years.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's one of I think a really good point which you made is in terms of you might have a talent or you might have a skill where you don't feel you're benefiting from that skill or you're not going forward with it. So where you're just like, yeah, okay, I'll be doing it. You have that passion, but yet you're not really. It cannot be your full potential because you, again, I think as we said, you cannot be an island. Not one person cannot be an island. You need somebody else in order to
Yeah,
push you forward for your potential to be like, wow, I know I was good, but now I'm even better than I was before. Um, so in terms of your journey, in terms of from your childhood, because you said from young, when you were young, you had that passion for music. Where did it come from? Did anybody in your family play a music instrument, or was it just like you saw somebody doing it and then you just like, you know what, I want to learn something like that?
yeah. Well, my granddad, he sort of played the piano and the organ,
Right.
and he bought me a little organ when I was really young. I
Yeah.
don't know, about 4 or 5. So I started like playing away on that. He learned me a couple of songs.
Yes.
And then for the sort of singing side of it, the earliest memories I have of singing
Mm.
are we used to have a little dog called Bryn when I was little. And
Right.
when he got into trouble, my dad used to banish him to the kitchen.
Right.
And I used to go and sit with him on the floor. And I used to sing like old blues songs to him, like Muddy Waters and John Lee Hooker and stuff. And I'd be sat there with
Wow.
just singing away. And
Yes.
yeah, that's my earliest memories of singing, but good memories.
Right. And I think again, I think music is one of those. It brings your emotion. So for in order, well, that's how I feel like most of the time when I sit down and play the piano, is I've connected with my emotion, and you have to you gotta feel the music in order to sing it. Um, so what was your journey in terms of your Because I'm going in terms of being a soldier. What made you to decide? Okay, I want to go into the soldier. And again, is when we speak about being in an army, there's different roles, different roles. If I can put that. Why did you choose the role which you chose? And how was your journey in terms of you going from maybe doing music when you're younger into going to a soldier?
Yeah, well, it was something I was always interested in, the sort of military side of life. And when I was younger, I used to sort of read up on the Navy and the Army and all these sorts of things.
Yes.
You know, we do the lesson badges of rank in the military, and I probably knew that when I was about 5 or 6, because I was really interested in that side of things. And yeah, I remember one of my brother's friends turning up in his sort of dress uniform when he came back from leave, and he looks the business. He looks
wow.
And listening to his stories, and yeah, and it just sort of planted that seed in my mind. Yeah, and then when I got older, I thought, you know, I started working in local government, and I was working in business rates and a few other areas.
Yes.
And I thought, you know, I do fancy doing that as a career, the military. So I thought I'll try it. I'll try it part time, see how it goes. And if I enjoy it, then I'll go full time.
Right. Okay. So you started a part time first and to do full time.
Yeah.
Right. And what was your mindset? Because you know, from being to go into military or whatever, it's mentally most of people they're like, nah. You know, for example, like we've seen on TV or when you know there's some programs where we see it, some people going through recruitment, and you know it's physical. You know, you have to be physical fit. Well, not at the beginning, but you have to have a level of fitness, and you have to have a level of mentality of saying, I'm starting going through this program, and I want to finish at the end. So what prepared you to be able to be like, you know what, I want to do this full, even part time, to get my confidence in terms of for me to go forward and to do this full time, because I believe there's a certain level of fear that everybody experience in terms of careers, in terms of maybe having a family or whatever, that they feel a certain level of fear. How do you process it, and how did you be able to like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it?
Well, I think I kind of, because I had sort of research, you know, I'd researched it all through my life really, and you know, read and watched and talked to people about it. So I kind of had a good idea and good expectations, you know, going into it.
Yes.
And yeah, it's, you know, it's tough, and everyone has that moment where they're like, yeah, no, this is not for me. You know, this is horrible.
Yes.
Why am I doing this to myself? Or why are they doing this to me?
Yeah.
But you just have that moment, and it's about picking your kit up.
Yes.
You know, picking yourself up mentally and physically, and just carrying on.
Right.
And I really enjoyed that challenge. And as much as sort of going through basic training, some people really didn't hate it, and it wasn't for them. I felt kind of I did belong there.
Yes.
I enjoyed those challenges, and I enjoyed sort of getting knocked back and getting back up again and you know, carrying on.
Right. And I just want to go a little like forward before I go backward. In terms of like right now, in terms, because like okay, I remember when it's like when you see on TV, like, you know, the recruitment when you go for your best training, they're shouting at you, and like okay, I think that kind of mentality now has partially has changed. How do you feel in terms of that change as in your point of view?
Yeah, well, I was working as a phase 1 instructor, so taking people through basic training, basic at York, and I saw that change coming because I was actually up there 4 years.
Right.
And at the beginning, it was very shouty, and like, you know, dictatorial. You know, you're telling people what to do, when to do it, kind of thing. Which, you know, in basic training, there is still a part of that
element of that, yeah,
because the urgency of the job that you need to be able to do, that has to be in there.
Yes.
But I saw a shift towards a coaching mentality.
Yes.
And as instructors, we went on, various coaching and instructional courses to sort of go along. So we're offering, the carrot rather than the stick. So
yes,
it's about getting soldiers, individuals to sort of think for themselves and think for the team, so think for the section and the platoon, and come up with the ideas and the thought processes themselves. So you're not just like shouting at someone saying, do this, and like, why are we doing this? There's no point to this. They're actually, right, I've got to do this because this.
Yes.
So they're getting the idea why we actually do this stuff. So it makes a more complete sort of soldier, or a more complete individual now to come through training. It's definitely been a positive.
Right. So in terms of your, again, because I think what I really like for my audience most of the time is being able to see, like, you know what, even though I'm in this situation where I'm feeling like overwhelmed, I'm feeling like I cannot be able to see further than what I'm seeing right now. Because again, in terms of COVID or whatever, it's something which is present at the moment, and I believe there's a lot of people out there. They're wondering, what can I do in order to start something new? Maybe a new job, or maybe maybe they have a dream or whatever that they're feeling overwhelmed. And for have you got any example which you were feeling like this exercise or this thing which they have told us is quite difficult? And how do you process? How did you? I don't know. Just a little tip of maybe of your experience where you've been like, this is difficult, and how do you, in terms of your mentality, all those kind of stuff. If you have anything you can think of right now.
Yeah, I mean, even sort of later on in my career, I remember being on a course in Germany, and we were out on a night patrol.
Right.
So we got all our kit on, and we were going through this forest, and it was like completely pitch black, and my night vision hadn't kicked in yet, so I'm like bumping into trees.
Yes.
There's the ditches, we're falling down and getting back up, and I lost the soldier in front, so you got to like try and keep a hand on an eye on the soldier in front. I lost him. I was just like, you know what, we've been going for like so long now, and I've had enough. And just like that moment, I was like, yeah, that's it, I've had enough. Why am I doing this to myself?
Yes.
And and with me, if I get to that point, I just sort of think, I just G myself up. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, right, come on, go.
Yes.
You think what you need to do. Yeah. Right, head for where you think they are. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look round. Think about your night vision. Sort of, start getting in the zone.
Yes.
For me, it's about thinking about what you can do and planning what you can do to get there. Okay, it's only the person who's like just in front of me. Yeah. But what training have I been given? What knowledge do I have to help me get back to that person? And that's what gets me to pick my kit back up and sort of carry on. And that motivates me again. Once I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
Sometimes we feel a little bit lost, and we're like, well, what next? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
How am I going to make this happen?
Yes.
And it's approaching it, a bit from a practical point of view. Like, what can you actually do? How can you plan for this? What can you do? Whether it's a split-second decision or you're planning something long-term.
Yes. And I think, again, for my audience, I think you just mentioned a really good point, is that even though you feel overwhelmed, there's a lot of things that we cannot control. But if you go back to your training, if you go back to your passion, when you go back to your, like, okay, this is what I studied, this is what I'm passionate about, I know this, I know how to do this, I know how to maybe to carry my weapon, I know how to, I'm fit enough, I know that my other guys that are behind me or whatever. Therefore, I'm in a place where I can control this environment, then I'm good. And I think just being again to be able to take that a little space of breathing and getting back to it, I think is a you don't want to lose. And I think most of the time the only way of failure, if I can put it, is when we find out, okay, this what we are doing is a bit difficult, and we're just like, I cannot do it. But the only person who's going to win is the person who's like, okay, this is hard. You have acknowledged it that it's hard. The task which I'm doing is hard. However, if that person is doing it, I can also do it. And I think this is what I believe our audience need to know, that no matter what you're going through, maybe you're applying for jobs, or you're applying to do something new, and you're finding it difficult. It's all right. As long as you can breathe, as long as you can reflect back and say, you know what, okay, this is hard, but it's okay. Somebody else is going through this, and they are able to manage it. I can also do the same thing. It might take you longer, but you can still be able to go ahead and do your the task which you need to do. So what would you say in terms of your career progression? Like, how, because I believe you're a sergeant. Like, how was your career progression? How did you have, like, okay, how did you plan in terms of yourself going, like, moving forward in terms of like, okay, maybe in 5 years time I want to do this and I want to be able to go there, all this kind of stuff. How did you plan your career in this kind of stuff?
Well, I've had sort of setbacks with that. When I initially joined, I got sort of put as potential officer, and I went down that route, and I really enjoyed the training. All the sort of leadership and infantry training. I really enjoyed all that. And then, I sort of decided it wasn't for me. My friend got through; he commissioned, and I saw what he was doing, and and the thing, although I knew a lot about the army, I suppose it's romanticised a lot in books that the only leaders are the officers, kind of thing. But when you're actually serving, you see that probably the corporal is the leader on the ground. They're the person who the soldiers look to for the leadership. They're the commander, basically. So I saw what the corporals were doing. I want to be like that. I want, that's what job I want to do. So I aim to work my way up to corporal. And I got a bit of a setback, as I say. I went and did 4 years teaching basic training. And then I was sort of forgotten about for 7 years in the reporting chain, because when I went back to my unit, it changed, and there was another sort of 3 years before I got promoted, even though I'd done my promotion course many years before. So I had this massive gap, which was a bit of a blow. So it was about, right, come on, let's get back into learning my trade, trade skills. Let's get back and do that course, my promotion course again, and let's get back on track. Get to corporal, be the soldier that I want to be that, that corporal, the leader, the person who makes it all happen. So that's what I did, and I progressed to there, and then you're sort of looking up to the senior ranks. So once you've been a corporal a while, you've enjoyed that. You've sort of it's time for someone else to come in and take that role. As much as it'd be nice to sort of
stay there.
For longer, you've got to look at progression. Building your skills up, doing other courses, and then passing that knowledge
on.
That baton back down to the next person. So moving up to sergeant, it's a bit more of an admin sort of role. So you're out from the ground a little bit, kind of thing, which I miss personally. But it's position and responsibility, and people are relying on you. You're sort of vital cog to get to pass that sort of knowledge and whatever the chain of command is deciding, you're part of that. You've got to make things happen and make sure everything sort of runs correctly. So, that's where I am at the moment. Looking up now to the sort of next rank as staff sergeants. I've been a sergeant 4 years now, I think. So,
Right, and I think I like the thing which you said is like you're looking into a position, or you're looking to somebody who's on that level, which is like, again, when I look at it, I think it's very important whatever you are at now, to look up and say like, okay, I want to be at that, and to be able to and I think I'm going to be touching on a point of discipline, because I think it's one of the elements which is very important in terms of being an army or being a soldier. Is a discipline. You have to be 100%. If you're not disciplined, you cannot do anything. So having that your goal, and also being able to know like, okay, I'm looking up to this person is doing this and that, and how can I element in a way like what they're doing in order for me to do it? Because again, I believe success is a blueprint, So if that person, if I want to do what you're doing, I have to look at that blueprint and say, okay, how did he do what he did, in order for me to do it? And if I put my oil in order to do what you did, sooner or later I'm going to do it. As again, there's going to be a limitation. Maybe it's going to take me longer, or maybe I don't know what to do, but sooner or later I'm going to be able to do that. One of the elements which I believe is, as a soldier, you need to have is discipline. So, from a basic training, I believe, is in terms of doing your shoes, making sure polishing your shoes, your bedding, your equipment. You need to make sure that it's bang on straight on, because if you don't, if you're not able to discipline yourself in time of peace, how can you cannot be able to do that in time of war? So what element of discipline would you say you have? Again, speaking to a normal person, they might be like, well, I'm not a soldier, so why are you telling me that I need to be disciplined? In your daily life, there's always a level of discipline, and I believe the level of discipline which you put on yourself is a level of success which you're going to get, So that can be like, okay, I got a meeting at this time. I need to make sure I'm disciplining myself that whatever I do, I make sure I'm there at that same time. Whatever that can be, you need to be disciplined. Your fitness, it's a discipline. I want to go to have KFC. I want to drink or whatever. But like tomorrow morning, I need to go. I need to be at work, or I need to do a certain exercise. Therefore, I'm not drinking tonight. So, what is discipline to you, and how do you apply discipline in what you do?
For the military side of it, it's pretty easy for me, because if I'm going to put on that uniform, I've got that uniform on. It's like a switch. It's like, right, this is me, this professional. I'm not just representing myself here, representing this organisation.
Yes.
And I need to play the part, kind of thing, and be on the ball. So for me, it's easy with the military side of it. It's just a case of that.
Yes.
I'm here. I'm in uniform. I'm Sergeant Fountain or whatever. So that's what I'm gonna live up to, kind of thing. Yeah. So in my personal life, it's not always as easy. It's not always as easy for everyone, because you've not got that thing. You're just yourself. And it's up to yourself to apply that sort of self-discipline.
Yes.
And the army does help you with that. It gives you the tools for that as well. So you can sort of set yourself a program, or decide you're going to do something, and you can plan it out.
Yes.
Because the military's sort of giving you that mindset, those skills, that if you need to achieve something, this is how you're going to do it.
Yes.
And like the military's got this sort of orders process, which is a step by step sort of plan that you can come to, and you can apply that to anything you do in your sort of personal life as well. So yeah, for me, the military is given me those sort of building blocks to so I can be self-disciplined and I can achieve what I want to achieve. That said, over Christmas, my discipline is just eating.
Yeah.
But you've got to allow yourself time where you can relax and you can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then you've got your eye. Yeah, come this day, this is when I'm back into it. Get back into the regime kind of thing.
Yes. And again, I think it's again, at the end of the day, we are living our life. Again, when I say discipline, I think, of course, when you want to achieve a goal, or you know that this one to do by this certain time of time, I want to need to do this. Funny enough, I was listening to 50% his book. I was listening to his book, and one of the things which he was saying was regarding him losing weight. And literally you have to you just have to drink. I think it's like a drink. It was drinking. So for him to lose the weight which he needed to do for for the role which he was playing, and he's just showing you that whenever you have to switch on that I need to be disciplined, you can do it. So there's not any excuse which you can make of saying that I cannot do it. So it's just the amount of, it's the anger which you have or the desire which you have to show that, okay, this is the time to do it. I need to make sure that I'm serious. And again, I think everybody have a different way of doing it, because there's some people who have to be like, come on, let's do it, and then they have to be, then it clicks for them to be able to be disciplined. And there's some people who just like, yeah, I've done it already, and you're thinking, but we don't need to do that now. We'll go like maybe 20 minutes for us to get ready, and that person's already done it. You're thinking like, okay, But again, everybody's character is different, and again, I think a good point which you made is that at the end of the day, we are living, and there's some time where you wanted to do something or whatever, you're not done it because you just want, like, you know what, it's Christmas time, so let me just chill out, let me just be myself, and but again, at the same time, I think which I like what you said, is that at a certain time of period, I know that I need to click on into to follow my dream or to follow whatever target which I wanted to do. So in terms of you going, I would like to go into the music part of it. Like, as you said, you have lost that passion of music, and then you met Lee. Like, how was it? Did you talk about, like, okay, I like music, or was it just like, was it a event? Like, what happened for you, like, for you two to meet and then just like come together?
Well, so Lee came to join the unit,
right?
And obviously, as a recruiter, I sort of interviewed him, spoke to him, and then he'd been there like a few months, and we didn't really discuss music or anything sort of in common.
Yeah.
But then there was sort of a squadron event in the bar, and they got sort of karaoke on, so people getting up, singing that, sang a few, and he sang a few, and I said, let's try a couple together. So we did, and it just sort of, sort of fit, and that was the point. So it's just when I heard our voices sort of harmonizing together, I was like,
that's it.
That's something. Something sparked again in me, and I thought, I want to do more of this kind of thing. So we were driving down to Cardiff about a week later, and we were sort of chatting about it, and we were going to play football down there. And I can't remember who was driving and who wasn't, but the other person was on the phone ordering microphones, amplifiers, mixing gears.
Wow.
And we were like, yeah, we're going to do this. nice.
Yes.
So we're gonna try it.
Uh-huh.
We got our first gig booked in. It was a residential home.
Right.
And I remember Lee was like really nervous.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
And it wasn't long. We had to, we were working to it, so we got to learn all the songs and the keys.
Yes.
And the sort of harmonies together.
Yes.
And not that we were that good, really, at that point. It's just that there was something there,
yes.
To work on. But yeah, we went and did it, and they all thought we were entertaining and
yeah,
enjoyed the music and had a really good time.
Yes.
So yeah, it was just like, there's something in this. It's pretty good.
Yes.
And with the music, when I sort of learning songs, my mum had just passed away at the time.
Right.
And so it was sort of the songs that she really liked were in my head when I was thinking about it a lot. So I started sort of rehearsing and performing those songs, and it just really connected with me. And the emotion I felt when I was sort of singing those songs, like, this is something really, really special to not just to me, but I could see other people when I was performing those certain songs. I could see other people like picking up on that, and they were getting emotional.
Yes.
This is quite a powerful thing.
Yes.
And staying on the sort of residential homes, I was talking the other day. We went to one home, and there was sort of an old lady sat in the corner in a wheelchair, and she just didn't move. She was just totally gone, eyes closed, just kind of dead to the world kind of thing. But we got so many songs in, and we started singing this one song, and she like opened her eyes and like lifted her arms up, and she started like mouthing and then singing along by the end.
Wow.
And it just like reawakened it.
Yes.
And I was sort of choking up singing it hard.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It has this sort of reaction of it. It's this power of music to sort of bring people back to a point in their life, a memory, a good sort of memory in their life. And so I experienced similar things a couple of times, and it just makes you think. This ain't just singing and having a laugh. This actually has a positive effect on people. So that's a big sort of motivator for me with the music.
Right, and you know what? You've said something which is really powerful, and I think I've tried to say it so many times. Like, even for me, start doing this. I was talking to one of my friends, and I was just like, why don't I do a podcast where I speak to people I know, and literally when the idea came, I was just like, okay, let me do it, So by you also taking that, you have this idea and just taking it and going with it, that's so powerful, because a lot of people, they'll have an idea, they'll have like, okay, I want to do this and that, and they start analyzing so many times, like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, but even like, this is funny, like, somebody's driving and a lady you are older than, like, okay, we need this, we need that, and it's just showing you that for me, I believe that any idea which you have is connected with people. It's connected with people. You're going to impact somebody by the idea which you have. And I believe that when you take your ideas, and then apply them, somebody be like, wow, you helped me. You literally saved my life or whatever. So many experience a lot of people have gone through just because somebody decided to not be afraid, even though they are afraid, by saying like, okay, yeah, I'm nervous as Lee was, I don't know if I'm gonna make a mistake, whatever. At the end of the day, it's just taking that idea and trying it, So if you have an idea, and if you maybe you wrote down that idea or your music, or you got this brilliant project which you want to do, but you're afraid. There's no need to be afraid. Just go out there and try it. You might talk to maybe 2 people, 3 people. Everybody might say no, but there's only one person you might need just for them to say yes. And again, this is you just said a really good point that you gotta take your dream, you gotta take that idea which you have and then try it. It doesn't hurt. And the thing is, again, the people which you impact, by them just listen to the music, like, wow, I forgot that song. That's my favorite song. Even that person who wrote that song, maybe in the point of time they were afraid. Like, I don't know if you want to like it or not. So it's okay to be afraid or to be nervous, but don't allow your dream to die, because even today, Facebook, Twitter, having likes or whatever, what's a lot of things which has been done is been done because somebody had an idea. Like, oh, what if there's lights in my house? Somebody is an idea when somebody had it. Like, oh, if there was lights in the house, I could be doing this and that. Somebody had an idea. You know what? If I can fly to another country, that's an idea somebody had. Or every day, like, okay, if there's a vehicle like can move very fast from taking me from this point to the other point. So it's just showing you that ideas are connected with people, and it is it's our responsibility to take our ideas and to try them. So
Yeah,
I strong believe that.
yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, we have so many ideas and so many just don't come to light
Uh-huh.
because we don't act on them. We don't plan.
Yes.
We're just like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. If I did
Mm.
this, and then it's sort of forgot about. But to
Yes.
carry that idea on could lead a really sort of special road. It could change your life
Yes.
completely.
Big time.
And the thing that sort of works well with me and Lee, where we've come sort of so far in a short space of time, is because um, I'm the sort of calm one, kind of whatever stage we're on, whatever's happening,
Yes.
I'll be like sort of solid and I'll have planned everything for us, so everything's in place. And Lee's like the impulsive one, so I'll be like,
Uh-huh.
we're doing this, or
Yes.
this is happening, right, let's go, let's do this. So together we sort of make a good team, really.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And that's not that everything's rosy all the time.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We agree everything's fantastic. No, we don't, of course we don't.
Yes.
We debate almost everything, but that's good because we both come to a sort of understanding of each other, and we get to the same place. So that when we do go on that stage we perform, we're both of the same mind. We're both happy with what we're doing.
Yes.
And that we can project that positivity out to the audience.
Yes.
And we're just a sort of really good team. I'm the sort of planner and he's the spontaneous one.
Yes. Yeah.
It just works well.
Yeah, and I think again within the team, or again, you might have an idea, share idea with somebody else. They might not have the same the way, maybe the talent or whatever. They might have something which is unique to make everything to be connected. How was the experience of you being on Britain Got Talent, like the first time? Did you even when you started? Did you even think about, like, okay, my God, on Britain Got Talent, anything like that, or was that in your plan? Like, I would like to do this.
No, for me, not at all. As I say, I'm like a planner and set goals, I sort of think, right, what can I do to get to there? What can they do? What can we do together to get to this point? And like I said, Lee's spontaneous, so he just played, and without telling me.
Yeah. Wow.
So right, I've got that information. So this is our statement. This is what we need to do.
Yes.
We work on these. We'll have a discussion about what sort of songs you might want to do and how we can do that sort of thing. So we went. We had our first audition in Manchester, I think it was.
Right.
And you actually have a few auditions, so you're down to London and Manchester, London, kind of thing, before you're actually, before you're seen in front of the bridges, kind of thing. So yeah, it's I just went with the sort of attitude, right? We'll plan to do it, but we've nothing to lose. It's an experience. So I knew what I wanted to do already, so I'd already started thinking about doing a theatre tour and album and stuff like that, regardless of VGT. But once we were down that sort of road, it's like, let's prepare, but let's enjoy this experience. It's gonna be fun. With what we're doing, it's going to be fun. Because if we're not enjoying it,
there's no point in doing it. 100%. Yeah.
So we had to go out and sort of enjoy it and project that onto whoever the judges were until we got in front of Simon Cowell and all the other judges. And then that sort of day, we were due to step out in front of them, in front of the main judges. We were like the first base people at the theatre.
Right.
And even the staff
wow.
We were all just sat around waiting, and we didn't get in till the evening, so we were there all day. But they do keep you busy, so they have you doing interviews and bits and pieces throughout the day. And then, 1 minute you stood there sort of talking to him and Deck and we're like, right, you're on. The theatre was packed. The judges are sat there. And we watched a bit on the monitors backstage, and it's just like you're watching it on TV. It's really, to be honest, strange situation. But we were out on that. You only see a few minutes on the TV, but we were chatting for 20-25 minutes.
Wow.
Having a bit of a laugh with the judges. Before we sort of sang our songs. And the first, we changed our mind on the song we were going to do.
Right.
So we, 20 minutes before we were due to go on, so not long before we were speaking to Annette, we better do a different song. It's a bit more upbeat. So we changed our minds, which didn't work out too well because the first song we did, it went wrong. We were sort of singing the wrong bits, the wrong time, the wrong person, and it had not been rehearsed or polished. So it didn't turn out well. The audience loved it and they were singing along and enjoying it, but the judges most definitely didn't. And so Simon Cowell put his hand up, and we were like, "That's it, we're blown in." This is where it ends. But but Simon actually said, "I do hear something. There's something there." And there's people in the audience shouting for a second song. I think it was Lee Delvin who was the loudest. And they gave us another song, so we actually performed the song we were going to do. What we rehearsed and polished and practiced. We did that song, and the judges loved it, and the audience loved it, and we sort of got through on that song. So that moment when you get the 4 yeses from the judges, and everyone's applauding, it's like, and I'm there with my mate, and it's just one of the best moments of my life. That audition. Just such a good moment. And well worth doing it. Well worth the time and the effort and everything. It's definitely worth it. And then obviously going on to the semi-finals, and then we were in uniform and stuff, so we got a bit.
I think when I saw that, I was just like, wow, this is like, the uniform just shows you, the detail and how professional it is, if that makes sense. It's just amazing. How was that experience? Because I believe that time was there was not when you did that. Were there urgent as well in the room, or they were not?
No, it was virtual audience, so they had like a few thousand people up on screens on the wall. So you could see the people,
yes,
waving and cheering.
How was the experience in terms of you doing live and then having a virtual audience? How was that? Did it make any difference or not?
Yeah, it was definitely different. But you know you're singing to those people live, so you know they're there. And to be honest, on the screens you can see them clearer, because when you're in a theatre normally, the lights are sort of down on the audience, so you can make out the shapes of people, but you can't see the names or anything.
Yes.
With the virtual wall, you can see that all these people are like...
We do know funny faces, all those kind of stuff.
But so it's a bit different, and some people have got silly hats and all sorts, and you're like,
yes,
to be a bit distracting. But it wasn't too much different. It didn't sort of put us off really. We sort of I was sort of singing to the audience anyway, rather than the judges. I sort of sing out to the audience, everything. But another sort of great experience. We were down there about a week, sort of rehearsing the song we were going to do.
Yes.
And it, a modern song with a sort of classic sort of twist on it to put it more into our swing style kind of thing.
Yes.
A lot of hard work on that song, and then you just get 2 minutes. So that's the thing. You've got to be in the mindset, because you're out and it's filmed once and that's it.
Yes.
You're there and you sing it and you've got your 2 minutes. So if you get a word wrong or you slip up with anything at all, that's it.
Yes.
It's there forever.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So it's about shooting off, thinking about anything going wrong. Just
focus on that moment. Yes.
We've practiced it. We know we can do it.
Yes.
So let's go out and do it. And if something goes wrong, don't worry about it. Carry on.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So let's go out, and do a good job of it.
Yes.
Whatever happens, we've got this far, and we've enjoyed it. So that's what we did, and we went out. We did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Although I nearly, because I'd got the shiny shoes on.
Right. Yes.
I nearly slipped when I
Wow.
walked up the stage at the end of but it was just off camera. I nearly a somersault.
Wow.
But it went sort of as well as we could expect. We sort of like performance here, 2 minutes, and we did enjoy it.
Yeah.
So overall, great experience to go there and sort of perform.
Yes.
Get to perform in a sort of big studio and a big theatre. Really good experience. So I'm glad sort of Lee did apply. I got my own back on him for not telling me when he applied, because when we got through to the semi-finals, they rang me. They didn't ring him.
Yeah.
So they let me know. So I sort of rang him up, and I'm just going through a list of stuff like, we need to work on this song. We've got this show coming up. This. And I was on the phone to him about 30 minutes, and we're discussing stuff, and I'm updating him on a list of things. And then at the end, I just said, by the way, we're through to the semi-finals. He's like, what? Why didn't you start with that? That's getting you back, mate.
Wow. Wow. So I've heard that I believe you're doing an album or something like that. Where did that come from?
Obviously I talked to that was my sort of plan to do a studio album, and that from the outset, and that that's something I've been wanting to do for the last sort of year, 18 months, whatever. So this is a bit different to what I sort of had in mind. Because we're releasing this as like a charity album, because we support a few of sort of kids and veterans charities.
Right.
So we're doing this one for helping homeless veterans UK to help get veterans off the streets.
Yes.
And sort of get them into housing and supported, so that they're going to stay in that housing. So we were sort of speaking with a charity, and a lot of this stuff comes about from, as you were saying earlier, from speaking to people about these ideas and things. And we were chatting to the charity, and they were like, "Oh, we know the studios, and you should chat to them." So we chatted to the studios, and we were like, "We're thinking of doing like an album next year." And so we're working with a charity, and he's like, he said, "Well, why don't you do like a love album for Valentine's Day? That'd be like a nice thing to do."
Yeah.
Because loads of the songs we do are about love and stuff. So, giving him that idea, he gave us that idea back. And, so we sort of worked on it, and we had a sort of sit down, decide what songs I'd like to do, what songs Lee'd like to do, what songs we like to do together and stuff. So it's a bit of a mix up. You've got me singing some, Lee singing some, and some together.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice little project, and hopefully it'll do some good for the charity.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably be looking at later in the year, or maybe Christmas next year, releasing sort of an album in our own right, after that kind of thing.
Yes.
But it's it's something to look forward to. A little thing that
100%.
Sort of work on over lockdown. And same we're planning for the tour for next year, because our hands are kind of tied at the minute. We can't go out, we can't perform.
Yes.
Everyone's in the same sort of situation with COVID, so it's about planning and discussing what we're sort of going to do next. So it's sorting the album out, the artwork, the production, all this kind of stuff, where it's going to be distributed, and then planning for the tour. So the venues, what size venues we're going to book, what day we're going to look at, and when will social distancing be relaxed, and this kind of thing. So it's very much a planning phase at the moment, but exciting times sort of to come. So the album should be coming out late January,
right? Okay.
In time for Valentine's Day. And then the tour, hopefully. We may have a date or two in February, socially distanced, depends how the dates work out, but we're looking from sort of June to September time now for that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be something really good to be able. And for me, I like the fact that when you plan something and you're executing it and you see the result of it, that's amazing. Again, and I think that's the process. Once you put everything down and say, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, and then you'll start planning it, and then you do it. It's really amazing. One thing which I would like to talk about a little bit, and I think which I believe is really important, is regarding our mental health. How do you keep your mental health? In terms of what you're doing. Because I believe it's something which is important in terms of being a soldier, being somebody in that environment. How do you keep your mental health? How do you help your colleagues or your people in that environment? Even a general person, because again, we are all stuck at home, where maybe somebody might be just at home with unable to talk to anybody for a long period of time. What is it that you can share in terms of mental health? Or I think that'd be a really good point to discuss as well.
I when I was younger, I did sort of struggle with sort of stress and anxiety, and I've always been a person that does have a few sort of projects on the go.
Yes.
And sometimes, you can overstretch yourself a little bit, and and sometimes you get people who come into your life and can have a sort of negative impact to make things harder for you. When you're trying to get through things. But when I was sort of at my lowest ebb, really, I remember like my mum sort of said to me, I'm trying to help you as much as I can.
Yes.
But there's only yourself can sort of dig your way out of this and really get back to who you are.
Yeah.
And that was the important point, and it sort of made me think at that time, yeah, she's right. So I'm going to start thinking about the future and planning for the future, and thinking about little things I can do each day, which I've stopped doing, which I used to enjoy and stuff like that. And the important thing is, you can't rely on someone else for your happiness. It's got to start from you.
Yeah.
But we can't achieve anything without other people.
Yes.
So we need to reach out and help other people, or when they ask for help or they ask for a favour, you've got to think, okay, I'm going to go and help them. And the same, if I ask for help, I don't expect it, but if someone offers it or they say, yeah, I can help, then I think that's fantastic, because it is sort of about reaching out, not just for help, but reaching out and offering that help sometimes.
Yeah.
And within the sort of military, obviously we're in, we're out with what's happening, but it's about trying to sort of stay connected when we are sort of in together.
Yes.
Making sure everyone's all right, and generally they're sort of happy to be back in when we do get people back in, because it does gives people that sort of lift. And you see everyone you've not seen for a little while, and stuff like that. And I think the main thing is sort of staying sort of connected. Connected with people.
Yes.
So, whenever you sort of down, just reach out. We all, everyone has sort of moments when they're just like, I don't want to see the world. I want to get away or whatever.
Yes.
But never fall into that trap of like that's going to last more than half a day or whatever. Start thinking about what's going to happen next, what you can sort of plan and do next, and that's what gets me through any sort of bad time mentally. Is thinking about the future and thinking about what we can do next.
So I think it's a in order to do your health, your health, your mental health is that's something you should have. Once you don't have that, you cannot really do anything. So, and I believe again one of the things which we need to look at is our mental health. Look at how am I processing this? How is it making me feel? And again, as you're saying, to choose people around you that are going to help you to grow. They're going to help you to be like, you know what, you can achieve this, you can make this happen. They give you that energy where you're just like, because I met this person, they have really pushed my skills up. They have helped me to achieve what I want to achieve. So I think it's a very important thing that we need to look at ourselves and say, okay, why am I? If I go and sit down with this person, I get a negative vibe. I'm giving them my ideas or whatever. They, sharing the same thing. So again, it's finding out the right community of you achieving your goal, achieving your potential. Because some people doesn't see that your potential, they don't see that ability which you have until you meet another person like, you know what, you're really good at this, so go for it. So yeah, this is one of the things which I believe is important for everybody to realize, that your health is important. You can be doing so many things at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what is important is going to be by yourself, is your mind. If your mind is not clear enough of what you wanted to do, you cannot do anything. So have time to look at yourself, look at your health, and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Uh, okay, I feel like this. I feel, and even acknowledging it. Acknowledging that I'm stressed. Acknowledging that I'm struggling in this area. So many times we struggle within ourselves because we don't speak. You don't tell somebody. If I'm running late for a meeting or whatever, or meant to meet somebody, and I'm just like running, I'm like, the other person might be late as well. But if I text that person and just tell them like, oh, I'm running late, and the other person might text you back, you know what? Even me, I'm running late. So just calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. So have you got any other message that you want to share before we end the call itself?
Yeah, so just going back to like what you were saying, it applies to your mental health. There's things you can't control and things you can control, and it's about thinking about the things you can control, and that starts to sort of heal your mind and get you working on a more sort of positive pathway. Even if it's just a small step, even if you're stuck in a lockdown and you're going out your mind, but think about just right at 2:00, I'm going to go out for a little walk. I've not been out for a walk for a few days. Just think about a little step and just take it like that. A little at a time. Don't try and overface yourself and be like, right, I've not been out of the house in 5 days. I'm going to go and do a world tour.
No, it's not happened.
Just think about the sort of each little step.
Yes.
And one of the things that sort of comes to life when you do have an idea and you sort of put yourself out there and that sort of the public can see, you'll attract a lot of positivity and support for your work and stuff. But you also you'll attract the trolls and the negative people as well. And that's obviously affected quite a lot of people's mental health. And when you get that negativity, be it in the public eye or in your community, you're getting that, and you're like, why are they being like that to me? That's not true. Or, it's sort of, I feel sorry for those people because you've just got to think, no, that they're just projecting what's in their mind about themselves, kind of thing, onto you. It's like, I feel sorry for them people. They're so negative. They've got to attack you for whatever reason. And it's about not letting that negativity get you down. Constructive criticism is a different thing. Someone's been going through and saying, "Oh, you weren't very good at that, but because of this reason, why don't you try that?" And straight away, like, well, okay, actually, you got a point. And so that's a different thing. But you've got to sort of, if you've got the idea, go for it. Don't worry about what other people think about it. If you go out and you give that idea and you get knocked back and you give up, you might miss another 3 knockbacks, but there might be that one person or that one opportunity that sort of comes along, and if you don't get back up, you're going to miss it. So you've just got to, if you believe you've got something, then you've got to go for it. Or you believe you want to do something or a certain project, go for it. Speak to other people. Speak to people with a similar sort of expertise, or people who've done a similar thing. Get as much knowledge as you can and go for it. And don't worry about if people say it's impossible or not to do it. If you believe it can be done, then do it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's a really nice way of ending. It's just that you can do whatever you believe, and that's it. If you believe that you cannot do it, you cannot do it. If you believe that you can do it, sooner or later that thing's gonna happen. Yeah, so I really appreciate that you're for taking your time out and just speaking to me and speaking to the audience. I believe you have a YouTube channel. If you can say your YouTube channel
Yeah.
and all the social media that people can follow you, we can follow your social medias.
Yeah, so we're on YouTube as Soldiers of Swing, on Facebook as Soldiers of Swing Saluto, and on Instagram as Soldiers of Swing as well.
Right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm going to put all those information just below the video itself. So yeah, just free to like their page, follow their Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You don't have to, do you? Nobody use Twitter. I don't know. I don't use Twitter. Do you? Do you use Twitter?
No, we haven't got a Twitter, man.
Right. Yeah, it's Blair doing using it. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'll just put all those information down below itself. And yeah, if you feel like there's anything, any point you want to ask them, yeah, just go. You go straight away to their page, and I believe you are able to answer any question. If an individual want to get in contact with you, they can be able to do that. I think that should not be an issue.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I shall see you later on. So thank you very much.